second lecture of our chapter 3rd, Synthetic Fibers and Plastic. In our first lecture, we had discussed about the synthetic fibers which we are using in our day-to-day life for different purposes. I hope you have collected the different samples of your materials. Try to stick that in a chart paper. Write down the name of that material, that is which type of material, rayon, nylon, acrylic, whatever you are getting from home. Collect the small pieces of that, stick it on a chart paper and write down the uses of that. And if you are getting the photographs also, that where that materials are used. For example, nylon is used for making the parachutes, ropes, then rayon is used for making curtains, bed sheets, etc. So try to stick the pictures of that also with that type of fiber. That could be a very good activity and that could give you the exact concept of different types of materials. Today, in the second lecture of the chapter Synthetic Fiber and Plastic, we are going to talk about the second part of the chapter, and that is plastic. The topics which are covered in that: plastics, how it is made up, what are the different areas in which plastics are used nowadays. Then the next topic, plastic material as a choice, why we are selecting plastic everywhere. And third, last point of the topic, that is plastics and environment. So very first thing, in fibers we have discussed that fibers, synthetic fibers are made up from petrochemicals and they are the long chains of same single unit repeatedly. Likewise, plastic is also a polymer and that is also prepared by the repeating using of the single unit many a times. It is arranged in two ways. One, as you can see over here, it is linear arrangement of units. These units could be any chemical compound, might be amide, might be ethene, might be ethylene, or related to that. Another way in which these units are arranged, it is cross-linked arrangement. So the long chain of this type of units are prepared, and as a result plastics are also formed from the different types of chemical compounds. Then where we are using this plastic? Very common and simple question, and you are having more easier answer for that. That nowadays plastics are used to make chairs, buckets, mug, scale, any kind of container, handles, utensils used in kitchen, and still so many things that we are making from the plastics. So the question is that why we are using plastic everywhere, or why plastic is the first choice as material. If you remember, then in the portion of synthetic fiber we have discussed the characteristics of the fiber. Synthetic fibers are easily available, they are lightweight, still they are very stronger, they are cheaper, they are not soaking the water much, means it dried very faster, very easy to maintain. But the disadvantage related with fibers was that it catches the fire very easily. So we have discussed, give reason also that we are not supposed to wear the nylon clothes while we are working in kitchen, because there the fire is near to us, it catches the fire very easily, it melts synthetic fibers are melting on heating and it sticks to the person, so the chances of burning are very high. Then this type of different materials we are preparing for the day-to-day life, day-to-day use. Are they made up from same material? Basically they are polymers. But say the example of toothbrush. Observe it. The bristles are very soft part and the handle is the hard part. So the polymer which we need for toothbrush, which is having two different types of property. One is stronger. With stronger, one part should be softer, which could clean the teeth very easily. But second part, from where we are handling it, it should be very stronger and it should have the better grip. So the different materials we will have in plastic, they are divided into two types, and based on the requirement, based on the uses, we are having these different types of polymer, we can say, and in polymer we are talking about plastics. So why we are using plastic as a choice? So few characteristics are over here. The first characteristic, it should be non-reactive. What does it mean? Regarding iron or any other metal, we are knowing the word corrosion. Corrosion means eating up of the metal. When any metal, especially if we are talking about iron, so as iron is exposed to air for longer time, it's a very slow process. So slowly it is reacting with the air, moisture present in air, and as a result it is corroded. So it starts eaten up and the parts are breaking, and that requires lots of maintenance. So the plastic is non-reactive. Plastic is not giving any kind of reaction to the air or to the moisture or to any of the chemicals. So that is the first property that make plastic as our first choice nowadays. Second property, that plastics are cheaper. Third property, they are lightweight. Compare the things which are made from the other materials. The handles can be made from the wood also. So the handle of wood and the handle of plastic. Chairs can also be made from the wood as well as it is made up from the metals also. Just try to pick up that chair made up with iron, made up with wood and made up with plastic. You will understand the difference very easily. You can imagine right now also that plastic chairs can be held by one hand. So the characteristic of plastic, that it is very light in weight. Then besides of having light weight, it is very stronger also. It has a very good strength. It can hold lot of load, and that's why it is our first choice. Next, that is easy to handle. The material which is made up of plastic can be washed very easily. That do not need any kind of special treatment for cleaning or for maintaining. That's why also it is our first choice. And most important, that it is a poor conductor. That means it is not allowing to pass electricity from that. So the handles of most of the things like tester or any pen is made up from plastic. So plastic is our first choice. Then as I said, we are having two two types of plastics which we are using majorly. First, that is thermoplastic, and second is thermosetting plastic. Based on their characteristics, we had classified them. First, thermoplastics, they get deformed very easily. That means it can bend very easily. So once we are giving any shape to that, then if we are heating them, we can mold them, we can reshape them very easily. It means they are softer. So that type of plastics are known as the thermoplastic. Where do we find this? So very common, polythene bags and PVC pipes. Nowadays, whatever the pipelines we are using at home for irrigation. Earlier it was made up from the iron. So as I told that iron was getting rusted, it was corroded. And we need to replace it time to time. So instead of that, now we are using the plastic, and in that we are using PVC. Remember, at this point of time you are asked the abbreviations, full forms in the exam in 1 marker questions or objectives. So remember that PVC, the full form is polyvinyl chloride. That means it is the polymer made up from the vinyl chloride, and repeated units of that makes the PVC. Likewise, polythene bags, they are poly plus ethene, and repeated units of ethene makes polythene, and polythene bags are so soft that all of you have seen that you can knot them also very easily. One more abbreviation we had discussed in the last lecture, it was PET bottles, PET jar. The full form of PET, that is polyethylene terephthalate. Remember this, it could be asked to you in 1 marker question. Coming back to our differences, for thermosetting plastics we are having bakelite and melamine. These thermosetting plastics cannot be molded easily. Once we are giving any shape to them, then after heating we cannot remold them, we cannot reshape them, we cannot deform them very easily. In other words, they are hard. So they are known as thermosetting plastic, and the common example of them, that is bakelite and melamine. The uses of that, where thermoplastics are used, it is used for manufacturing of toys, plastic grills and different types of containers. While thermosetting plastics, bakelites are used for making switches and handles of the utensils. And melamine, they can resist the heat, the therm, to a large extent, and that's why they are used for making the floor tiles, or it is used for making different types of kitchenware also. This difference is also asked to you in exam in 2 marks question. So please learn all these questions. After why plastic as a choice, the characteristics and types of the plastic, we are having the last topic, that is plastics and environment. Besides having this many uses, surely plastic is a good material. But the problem related with that, it is not environmental friendly. It causes lots of pollution. And in that we are having 2 more new terms, that is biodegradable and non-biodegradable. Biodegradable means the material gets decomposed naturally, Which materials are like that? So paper, vegetables, fruits. If we are keeping for some time, then it is decomposed by the insects naturally. Bio, that is living, and degrade means to make it in simpler form. So these materials are degraded biologically or naturally, so they are known as the biodegradable materials. But we are having some material, most of them are man-made materials, artificial materials. These are the natural materials. So non-biodegradable materials, they are not get decomposed naturally. That means if we are keeping them for the longer time, as they are non-reactive, it will not give any kind of reaction to the microorganisms also, and it will remain non-reactive. So it will not decompose also. If we are trying to burn them, so burning is also taking lot of time for this type of materials, and it produces lots of poisonous smoke in that. So plastic is non-biodegradable material, and besides plastic, glass, metal, fiber, synthetic fibers as we have talked, these all are considered as the non-biodegradable materials. That means it cannot be decomposed easily, naturally. What is the solution for this? So at last it is given 4R formula. What is this 4R formula? First, reduce the use of non-biodegradable material, that means plastic. Reduce the use of plastic. Second, reuse the plastic, use it again and again. Third, that is recycle the plastic. Something make new from that used material, which is known as recycling. And lastly, recover. Find the things which can be made again like the same material from which we have made something else. Recover the original material. Dear friends, I hope that with the discussion of all these things, you might be clear with synthetic fiber and plastics. Thank you.
आभार।